it's like their life is on hold because of marriage. So many of them enter this marriage with a lot of enthusiasm, like, oh, I really need to do whatever it takes to make this work. And then they will, put effort and do everything. But it looks like they keep putting, but they are not getting anything. So there are lots of, for so many of you that are listening to me as a man, I think I need you to take a critical look at your wife tonight. Take a critical look, whether she's sleeping, whether she is with you, or whether you are going to do, whether tomorrow morning you're going to do this, I don't know. But take a critical look at your wife. Is she happy? What are you seeing? Aren't you seeing a woman that is drained, that is fed up, that is frustrated? Because I'm getting this so much. Now, it's like, I'm just saying, it's not like, when I say this, not like it's a proven, like, oh, maybe there's a data that, but I have average of 20 hours of counseling session weekly, averagely. So I see a lot of people, I see a lot of couples. So from what I've been seeing recently, it got me thinking. Now, maybe those that are above 7 years old, from what I'm seeing, it's like those ones have probably probably they found a way around it. Like maybe the women have decided to make themselves happy. That's why you notice a lot of married women are cheating currently. They've decided like, oh, you know what? I'm not going to kill myself with this marriage. You live your life, I live mine. And they just made up their mind that, you see, you know what? The happiness I'm looking for, I don't think I can find in this marriage. I'll just live my life. So maybe that explains those that are above 7 years that maybe they are no, I'm not like I said, it's not like, I'm just using this as an example. Could be above 7 years, but within that range. So those ones have given up. Like they are tired of trying. They don't even want to fix anything. So they just live in the marriage like roommates with their husband. And then and for these women, this category of women, they will do whatever it costs them to make themselves happy, irrespective of whether their husband is happy. So they are no longer struggling with the marriage. They are no longer trying for the marriage. So there's no longer hard work. The marriage is just there and they are living their life. These are people that are practically living in a dead marriage, but they are living their life. They've given up on, so they have gotten to the point that, you know what, I'm not going to cry because of you anymore. I'm not going to wail. I'm not going to get sad. I'm not going to get depressed. I'm living my life and I don't give a damn. So most of these matured women are in that category. But for these people, that I say averagely below 7 years, there is something about them feeling like, you know what? Most of them, most women, and I think this is a two-way thing. I just wish you could understand what I'm trying to explain. I think, I used to talk about the fact that women in this part of the world, we have a way of not talking. It's a silent socio-cultural influence, that makes you not want to say certain things to your husband. I was watching a video today and the person was saying certain things that you should not let your husband know. And I'm like, for real? As in, you notice that these people, these women, there are so many things they wish they could tell the husband. So they feel that the right way they could say it's by boning. So it might start like boning, keeping malice, and then the man is not even seeing your face. So the man is not seeing, she's boning, she's keeping malice, she's sad, she's feeling like, can't he see that I'm not happy in this marriage? This is not my ideal marriage. This is not what I was expecting. These women are emotionally drained. So many of them are sad, depressed, battling with different kind of sickness. I hope you know that depression is a second, I think, yeah. How did the World Health Organization put it? Second largest, something like that, causes, I mean, how do I put it now? Causes of death or causes of illnesses that lead to death, depression is number 2. So it is very easy for you, it is very easy to explain the reason why you are feeling the throbbing headache that will not go away, the high blood pressure that will not go away, even the rashes, even the rashes, the blackhead, even the it is very easy to explain them with your mental state of mind. I tell you, there is a link between your health and your mental state of mind. So you just notice that this particular set of women, they are just existing, sad, depressed. And then now that's on one part. And these women, like I said, there's something about not knowing how to really explain to the man that, see what I'm feeling, can't you see this marriage is not what I expect it to be, I'm not happy, what can we do to make things better? They really don't know how to say. For some, they keep saying. What I discover is most time you notice that by the time they come out to see a therapist or a counselor and they start talking, you see the man will be like, I never knew you were going through all of this. I'm getting this too much. And that is why I'm trying to explain it. Really, I don't know how to explain, but I'm trying. Now, and then you see the men saying, I never knew you were this worried. I never knew it's this bad. And then, because probably the woman is not passing the information the right way, the man is not getting that she's not happy. But for crying out loud, your wife is sad, dejected. You wake up in the morning and you are greeting your wife, say, good morning, oh, good morning. Oh. And you feel like, it's not my business, And then this woman is big. And so some of these women will even go to the level of trying to explain to you, babe, something is happening to us. Babe, can't you see we are not happy? Babe, can we talk to a marriage counselor? Babe, can we talk to a therapist? And then some of them are like, marriage counselor, I didn't know human being like us. Let's call mommy now. Let's call daddy. What is it? I will tell mommy. I'm telling you, this thing, there's a way it's making me to feel. And when something sweet suddenly turns sour, I need you guys to understand that the suddenly sour is not really suddenly. It's been happening gradually. This person has been breaking down gradually. Your wife is sad. If your wife has a diary, men that are listening to me tonight, if your wife has a diary, and it can be a diary that actually explains our state of mind, you see how terrible, how sad your wife is feeling currently. So many of you. Now, where I'm going is this. Unfortunately for you, by the time most of you will now realize, like, okay, fine. Is it until for so many couples, the wife would be like, I'm trying to explain to you that we have a problem. I'm not happy in this marriage. Something is wrong. And then the woman will move from your room to the guest room, and you still feel like, I beg, that's your problem, Joe. You see, this thing, this African mentality thing, that's the word I could use. I'm sorry if you don't feel that is okay, but that's the best way I could explain it. That makes men to feel like, is she not my wife? She will always be there now. I was wrong with you. Think this is America? You think this is London? Even though you are not saying those things, you are not saying them out. Unconsciously, that's what you are telling your brain. And that is making you to neglect your wife's emotion. And your wife is gradually dying in silence because you believe it's a man's word. For crying out loud. How many times am I going to say this, that your wife is no longer like your mother? Men, your wife is dying emotionally. So many of you that are listening to me tonight. Your wife is no longer in that marriage. Your wife is just there because of what will people say, what will society say, the church, what would they, the church must not hear, the mosque must not hear. That's the reason why they are with you. And unfortunately, a lot of women are not even damning the consequences. Like, people are coming to me for counseling, for therapy, and they are coming at the verge. Like, I have like 4 cases this week, last week to this week. And I just have to say this. Men, can you be sensitive to your wife's emotion? Can you please? Can you learn, if you feel like she's sad or she's burning, or can you find out what she's going, or she's trying to explain to you that she's not happy? Can you try to find out? Because you just wake up one day and she will disappear. And you know how painful this could be. Like, for me, I see something beautiful and I'm feeling like, what do we do? How do we salvage this? Guys, marriage does not have to get to the level where it is terrible. It has, you are separated before you start looking for a counselor. Please, even marriages that are beautiful need to keep doing constant, checking or constant checkup, something like that, on your marriage. For so many of you, your wife kept saying, can we see a counselor? I don't think we are happy. I think something is wrong with her. You're like, there's nothing wrong with us. And she's dying. Men, please wake up. Wake up. Nigerian men, wake up. Your wife is not happy. And you can't keep like, that's her business. So me, I'll live my life. No. Because she will do, and she will try, and then she will give up. I really don't know if you get the message, but I've said so much, and I can't just, that's all I want to say as my introduction tonight. Tonight, I have a very interesting topic. Actually, I want to be talking about how to have sex with extra large penis. All right? So I'm going to explain what I mean by that. My name is Dr. Tolu. I'm a sex therapist, and I'm a clinical marriage counselor. You're welcome to my show. Don't forget, I prefer to be called the fixer. Welcome. We both know I'm not what you Dr. Tolu. Tonight I'm talking about how to have sex with extra large penis. All right. So, people have a lot of intimacy issues, sexual issues, and people just how do I put it? People just struggle with all these issues, and they try to figure it out on their own, because it's not something they could easily discuss with anybody. It's not something they could easily come out and talk about. So people struggle privately, over certain issues, over certain intimacy and sexual issues, because they can't really talk to anybody about it. So I understand this, and especially in this part of the world, I understand that it's difficult to talk about. If it's even difficult in developed world, not to even talk about countries like Nigeria. So there are certain issues that people are dealing with that I just understand that somebody needs to talk about it, and I want to come here on this show and help you to break it down. Now, I remember I've had, series of contacts, and when I say contact, not like personal experience, like I'm not saying I'm saying for crying out loud, but it's not like personal experience, but I've had to deal with, let me say, clients who are in this particular situation, and I know, there was one that was very, very pathetic. He actually sponsored this lady through the university, bought her a car. The lady actually loved this guy, but every time they were actually planning to get married, but they are sexually active. Every time they want to have sex, she will cry. There'll be pain. She will struggle. Sometimes she will have tears, and it was like she was struggling. This was about, this thing I'm saying now should be about 8 years ago. Yeah, that was my first time of, so it's possible for something that everybody is, most men are calling a blessing, something that most men are looking for, is actually possible that it might be a big problem. So I remember in my office that day, the guy was telling the lady, you know what, I free you, you can go, and I'm not going to feel bad. I don't want you to keep suffering. I don't want you to look like I want to punish you. And I really felt bad for them. And of course, I've seen a lot of scenarios similar to that. Men, a particular man, whenever he makes love to his wife, that one, she will bleed and bleed and bleed. They've gone to the hospital, and sincerely speaking, we need to understand what it means to talk to a sex therapist in Nigeria. What it means, there are certain things that are strictly, I hope you understand that sex therapy is not even about penis and vagina. It's not like about how to have sex. That's just a very minute part of it. All right. In countries where developments and where anyway, but we just really need to understand what it means to talk to sex therapists. So there are a lot of people that are battling with this situation. You are struggling with it. Probably you can't even have sex with your wife anymore. And I know that so many of you that in this kind of situation, extra large penis, I know you can relate with this. So whether they call you the Mr. Big something or the womb shifter, like they normally say, I remember I was talking about this, and a young lady was there, like, the first time she saw something like that, she screamed like, God, please, no, this cannot, Like, she was shocked. So there are people like that. And something that was meant to be a blessing probably is becoming a headache. It's giving you concern. Ladies don't want to get down with you. You are struggling with having sex. It might even be leading to low self-esteem. You might be struggling. Your wife might be in pain. A lot of women, unfortunately, so many of them might not even complain or talk. It's just that they could be using excuses to tell you they don't want to have sex. Now, you see, as much as men are worried about the size of their penis, they want to brag about how big they are. I tell you, sometimes being a Mr. Big something might actually not be as interesting as you think. You know, one study there's a particular study that was carried out in America. It says that women are more likely to have outside partner when their male partner had a large penis. In Africa, actually, the study was carried out in Africa. Women are more likely to have outside partner when their male has. So there's possibility of cheating from that research. And another study says that 2.6% of women ended the relationship with a partner because they feel the penis was too large. So you see, it might not always be all that. So you have something that everybody is looking for. Like most men, their problem is the size of their penis. You know, it's causing low self-esteem for those that feel that they are too small. I think I'll be talking about that on Thursday. Today is Thursday. Okay, on Tuesday next week. People who have extra small or small penis, I know that one is a big problem. Don't worry. How to make the best use of it, how to have sex with it, I'll be talking about that next week. But tonight, to those of you that are Mr. Big something and you are struggling, your wife is complaining, you're having low self-esteem, even when the woman is saying, can we get down, you are feeling like, I just don't want to. Because, and funny enough, you know, I mean, remember when I was talking about premature ejaculation, there's a way this kind of issues, as soon as you start developing cold feet in the bedroom, there's a way they could gradually lead to, even with your big penis, you might be struggling with erection because you are not confident. Because every time you want to have sex, it's either a woman is saying, what is it, or she's crying, or, you know. So before you know it, your brain will start getting the message that this thing is actually, you are not getting what you want from the bedroom. And every time you want to get down, there is possibility of developing cold feet, and probably erection could actually disappear. So what do you do? How do you make use of big penis? Now, this is not talking about surgery. Yeah, this is the practical guide, things you could do that could help you to, even though you have extra large or maybe it's XX large penis, and then your woman could still be comfortable and the two of you could still have sex without struggle. Yeah. So the first thing you need to do is to engage in a lot of foreplay. How do I overemphasize this? Like, you need to know that, you see, women's body is so magical. It's so magical. Like, you could be touching the vagina, the vulva, and every place is just dry. And in few minutes, if you know where to touch and how to touch, the right button to press, you could just see the water, coming out. So if you can take your time, you are not just a typical Nigerian man who want to say, oh yeah, open. And you have extra large penis. Take your time. And engage in a lot of foreplay. That way she will get very wet. That way you will be in the mood, and it will reduce the time. Two things is going to reduce the time you are going to spend penetrating. You're going to be able to come without spending. I think there's something there is a kind of something synonymous with large penis and lasting longer. It's kind of, I mean, you can even explain why, but the point is, I mean, imagine you have this very extra large penis, and then you want to keep jerking, you want to keep thrusting for like 30 minutes. Come on. Okay, So if you engage in a lot of foreplay, there is possibility of you being able to get aroused and then reduce the amount of time you spend thrusting. That's one. Secondly, the woman is going to get ready. You know, there's a way you engage in foreplay, and the woman's body, even the vagina, is begging, can you come in? Can you come in? Like, there's a way you make love to a woman. Like, every part of a woman's body should be involved when it comes to the act of lovemaking, from the sole of her feet to the crown of her head. There's a way you play with her. You engage in foreplay. By the time you are, she won't even be the one to be dragging you. Come in. Okay, so at that point, she's going to be very wet. So foreplay is something you should use. It's very, very important if you have extra large penis. Secondly, make lubricant your partner. Okay, so imagine, how could you be sexually active and you don't have a lubricant? Sincerely speaking, I don't think your sex life will be that great. Because imagine you want to do like okay, today let's just want to make love. Like, we really want to make love, we are locking ourselves up. I mean, that happens once in a while for couples. Maybe you say, okay, today we're going to have sex from morning to night. You know, you get fruit, you get everything and keep them in your room. And then you're like, today we're going to be having sex. Or you probably go to an hotel and like, today we're going to be having sex. I mean, that's something that every couple should do once in a while. Take time of, like, we just need time to make love. If you can't find time to do it in the house because of the kids, you can take it out and do it in an hotel. In a time like that, there are times that your foreplay might not be able to do the job. There are times that the both of you could get exhausted. There are times that you don't even want to continue with the foreplay. I mean, when you're having like marathon lovemaking, you need your lubricants. Of course, there are even sometimes that the body might not be responded to. Maybe you are thinking about something, or maybe some things are not just in place. You need lubricant to help you, to put you in the mood, to make penetration so easy. Some men, like, the woman is dry, and then you want to penetrate, and then you keep pushing your penis, you keep pushing, bruising and doing all of that. How could you be sexually active and then you will not have a lubricant? I don't understand. But that's by the way. But for those of you that are extra large, you can't do without lubricants, because even if she's wet, which is the first part, you've done your foreplay, she's so wet, you still need the help of a lubricant to be able to penetrate properly. And you know, I always say that water-based lubricant is very good, but in this case, you need silicone-based because of the viscosity. You know, we are talking about the fact that you have extra large penis, so you need a very slippery lubricant, and in this case, silicone-based is better. If you need help in getting one, talk to me about it. Yeah. Now, another thing you could do to make the best use of your extra large penis is to make her come before you penetrate. Now, imagine you are able to make a woman come before you penetrate. Now, remember when we were talking about G-spot orgasm, or I think I talked about U-spot orgasm last week as well. Now, imagine a man with extra large penis trying to make a woman to achieve a U-spot orgasm. You know, you have to achieve a U-spot orgasm with the contraction of the uterus. Like, come on, that uterus is going to be shifted. That's what they actually call womb shifter. That could be an exaggeration, but come on, it's possible. So now you are trying to achieve U-spot orgasm with that extra large dick. Come on, the woman is going to be in pain. So most of the time, you want her to come, you want her to enjoy sex, let her come with clitoral stimulation. So give her clitoral orgasm. By the time you are penetrated, two things this will do for you. If a woman is able to orgasm, you know what that means? Everywhere will be wet, because she just achieved orgasm. You know, she just released. Yeah, so that will make your penetration easier. That's one part. And secondly, it means that you don't even need to try so hard to give her what do I call it now, penile orgasm or G-spot orgasm or U-spot orgasm. You don't need to make her achieve orgasm with your penetration. So at the end of the day, she has come. All you need to do is just to penetrate for few minutes, and then you are able to come, and then the two of you are good. Don't forget that. Now, another thing you need to do is to make it slow. Even for people who are not with extra large dick, you need to understand that one of the best way to make love to a woman is to make it slow. Except on rare cases, maybe when you want to do the fast and furious, or you just want to get naughty. But come on, you really want to get down. You want a woman to feel loved and enjoy sex to the fullest, or love making to the fullest. You need to take it slow. Now, for you who has extra large penis, if you don't take it slow, tearing is very, very possible. Imagine a woman tearing when she's not giving birth, for crying out loud. No woman will want to stay. No woman will look forward to sex in that situation. So, but as much as possible, make it slow. Make it slow. And of course, you can't be too rough. So, the slower you are, the more conscious you are, and then the less rough you are. Right? And then, another thing you could do is to use penis ring. I know that so many of us are not used to most of this, sexual aids and all of that. But there's something that is called a penis ring. What that does for you is shorten the length of your dick and reduces the volume of the intake. All right. So if you have extra large penis, you could use penis ring. It will help you to shorten the length of the penis. That means the amount of how do I put it? The intake, the length that will enter the vagina is going to be reduced because of the penis ring. And if you also need one, let me know. I could help you. Right? Okay, so I really want to conclude this tonight, and I don't mind if I'm not taking any question. It's not a topic I want to break down at all. Okay. All right. So I'm going to my number 6. Right. Another thing you could do is to teach your woman to practice relaxation and breathing exercise, especially if she has been experiencing pain each time you try to penetrate. Yeah. Now, there's something I need to explain here. When you have extra large dick, the vagina muscle is the first contact. Like, they are the one that is the vagina muscles. The flesh around the hole, if I have to put it that way, is the one that will have first contact with your penis when you are trying to penetrate. Now, if every time you are trying to penetrate a woman, she's feeling pain, she's already used to the fact that this is going to be painful, this is going to be stressful, she will unconsciously tighten her pelvic muscle or pelvic floor. When she tightens it, that will make your penetration to be difficult. You just notice that the vagina is closing up, because the brain is sending a message to the pelvic floor that, that intruder is coming. That thing that is going to cause pain is coming. So it's possible for a woman to now be in that state unconsciously. So if you have a woman in your hand who are now struggling with achieving getting wet, or you're always struggling with penetration, it could be that the brain is used to the fact that, this thing is coming and it's going to cause a lot of pain. So for that kind of a woman, she can actually practice relaxation and breathing exercise. Like, this thing, you do it outside the bedroom, so that the muscles will start getting the message that don't worry, everything will be fine. You can do this, baby. It's telling the vagina muscle, you can take this, calm down, you can take this in. Right? Okay. And another thing you could do, which is my number 7, is to encourage blowjob. Encourage blowjob, for crying out loud, because this will give you the pleasure that you want. And then when you penetrate, it just become an icing on the cake, so that it's not the vagina that will be doing all of the stress. It's easy for a woman that is giving you a blowjob to be able to control how much she's putting in, and how much she can use her hand, and then just a little bit of the mouth to to support it. But the vagina has no capacity to do all of that. You are just putting it in, and it's trying to take everything. So what you have to do is to encourage blowjob, so that there's possibility of even coming with blowjob. And then probably if you want to go the second round, then you can just penetrate and then just make her feel good. Encourage blowjob so you don't spend too much time penetrating your woman. And then another thing you could do is to find the right position. I was actually thinking I'll be able to show you some pictures about that tonight. Now there are certain positions that encourages space in between couples. There are certain positions that are kind of difficult. If you want to do it, if you are in that particular position, it encourages spaces. A kind of space between you as a couple. Take example, spoon position. The woman in front, the man at the back, facing the same side. Now, when you're in that position, that kind of position, that's why most men who are not anyway. But the point is, you need to have probably a large penis to be able to enjoy that position. And funny enough, that is one position that gives women orgasm. As in, spoon or spooning is very crazy for achieving orgasm. I think one of these days I'll be talking about positions that give orgasm. Yeah, but that particular position, woman in front, man at the back, the two of you facing each other, facing the same side, and lying down on your side, on the side. Both of you lying down on the side, facing the same direction, and then the man is coming from the back. You know what that does? The penis must actually have a bit of width and girth to be able to get into the vagina and penetrate fully when you are in that position. So the idea is, I might not be able to give you all the position. I'll give you an example. The idea is use position that encourages spaces between the two of you. There's not you can't compare that when you are having let's say woman on top. You can't compare. Or missionary. The kind of contact is like bone to bone, like the pelvic of the two of you are eating each other like this. But there are certain positions that that you have to even struggle to make sure the penis gets into the vagina. All right. Or standing position. Imagine you want to have sex standing. That it's not so easy for the penis and vagina to have a very close contact like that. It's not so easy. All right, so you can look for position that will not make penetration to be, not everything is not getting in like that. Position, there are certain positions that work for large penis. And of course, use extra large condom. That's my number 9. Use extra large condom. So for some people, I remember I put this on my Facebook page. Somebody actually asked this question that, I have a big penis. And that was actually why I picked this topic. I have a big penis, and every time I want to use condom, it's either it gets torn. And people were like, you all right? What do you mean? What are you saying? How can condom tear? People will just talk like that. Like my Facebook page, you need to be there. Intimacy clinic on Facebook. Like a lot of stuff are happening. Like, if you are depressed, if you are sad, you need to laugh. Just come to intimacy clinic on Facebook. Yeah, so people were like talking blah blah blah. What do you mean? And I'm like, didn't you guys know that there are extra large condom for extra large penis? Of course, there are some penis that if you use the normal condom, they're going to, like, as soon as she's penetrating like this, the condom is tearing apart. All right, so you need to use extra large condom to avoid the distraction and frustration that comes from tearing the usual size condom. And then finally, you need to communicate. This is not the time to probably be hiding your penis and be pretending and be acting like everything is okay, and then be like and then you start pretending to each other, like that's what most couple do in this part of the world. This is the time to sit with your wife and discuss this. I mean, is there a problem? What can we do? The two of you should sit down and work it out together. Communicate, talk about it. And if you need to seek the help of a sex therapist, seek the help of a sex therapist. All right? That is my topic tonight: how to have sex with extra large penis. I think I still have like, wait, what's the time? Okay. So I still have like 10 minutes to take your call before we say good night. You want to say something about the topic? You want to ask me a question? You want to make a comment? I think I will even go to my Facebook page tonight. Feel free to talk to me. It is still Intimate Talk with Dr. Tolu. You can always lean on my shoulder.
She's blunt, real, and
call the phone numbers for you. Yeah.
Call us on 0127709993, 0127719993, 0127729993, and 0127739993. This is Nigeria Info. We are listening.
Alright, so I'm on Intimacy Clinic on Facebook, and this one says, can I book an appointment? Yes, you can. If you want to see me, you can schedule an appointment for one-on-one counseling, sex therapy, marriage counseling, individual counseling. It will be my pleasure to help you to find your peace. Yeah, so and if you want to book appointment with me, just walk into my website, intimacyclinic.org, and fill the contact us form there, intimacyclinic.org. All right, you say, how hygienic is blowjob, and is it okay to swallow vaginal fluid or discharge during a blowjob? All right, why not, as long as the person is not having any kind of infection, why not? How do you even avoid vaginal fluid? Okay, so vaginal fluid blowjob, I don't know, you are mixing things up, but okay, so the question is, is it okay to, okay, so my Facebook is about to crash. Okay, yeah, all right, so the vaginal fluid is no big deal. As long as the person is not having an infection, you are good. All right, and how do you give a head without tasting the fluid? Like, come on, that fluid is something you should taste very well. You should put your finger, and then when you are going to work, you should smell it and be remembering it for the rest of the day. I'm just being naughty. All right, but that's true anyway. And then, is it good to swallow during blowjob? If you ask that question, why not? Sperm is actually very nutritious. The sperm is very, very nutritious, and I don't see any reason why you can't swallow if you want to, if you are comfortable with it. All right. Good morning, Dr. Godwin. Thank you. God bless you, madam. Please, are you married? Okay. No, I wouldn't have answered this question, but you said from Jerry, and my son's name is Jerry. Yeah. My son's name is Jerry, and that's why I will answer you. Okay. So my son is going to be 15 in a few months, and I've been married for 17 years. Does that answer your question? Okay. Okay, just want to say thank you for a good job. I'm listening to your program. Thank you, Abel. Where are you located? I'm in Ikoyi, Lagos. Nice show, Tolu. My girl hardly come and hardly gets wet. So what can I do? Anytime we have sex, it look like war. I can imagine, like you are trying to part the Red Sea. It could be difficult, right? When you are not God. Okay, so I think you need to come for sex therapy. We need to know why. There are a lot of things that could be responsible for her not getting sexually aroused. So I think you need to come for us to find out. Good evening, doctor. I really enjoy your talk because I'm happy. I'm watching the program with my wife. Cool. That's what I want. Like, couples need to watch this together. Don't mind all those, some women, the husband is saying, come and listen to that. No, I don't want to listen to that kind of thing. You don't know what you are missing. She was the one that called me out from the bedroom to come and watch. God bless you, my darling. I love you. But is it good for a couple to be using condom while having sex? Okay, so if you are trying to, if there are different reasons why you could use condom, you don't want to get pregnant, of course you still need to probably do more when it comes to preventing pregnancy. Take it a step further, but condom is a very good way to prevent unwanted pregnancy. Or probably one of you has infection and you are trying to guide against it, you can also use condom. All right, so is it good for couples to use condom? Depending on the reason why you are using it. Yeah, I don't see any big deal. And of course, if you are good, like if you have been listening to me, I talked about how to calculate your ovulation and safe period. Remember, if you're able to calculate very well, and I think, it could also save you a lot of headache. But why not? Why can't couples use condom? Yeah. Hello, Madam Tolu. Nice listening to your program. I want to ask my woman, never feel like making love. I'm always the one forcing her. I mean, this is a common scenario in Nigeria now. Women not wanting to have sex. Their husband always beg. Some men has to cry. Some men has to kneel down. Sincerely speaking, I feel like, come on. How do you feel subjecting your husband to that level of, for crying out loud? The reason why she's not enjoying it, she's not looking forward to it, is because she's not enjoying it. Like, how can somebody not want to get down? Like, how would you not want to have sex? It's delicious, it's exciting, it's rejuvenating, it's beautiful, it's everything. But when a woman is not seeing it that way, seeing it as chores, like, oh, work don't come, oh, because she's not enjoying it, she's not going to look forward to it. That's just one of the major reasons that women are not looking forward to sex in this part of the world. But a lot of factors could be responsible. And of course, we need to talk to them to find out why. All right? And then, evening, ma. How can I improve my sex life? Because I do discharge within 2 minutes and my wife is not happy with that. So go to 99.3 Nigeria Info on Facebook and go and download the topic premature ejaculation. It was about 10 episode series. If you take your time and listen to, a lot of people have been sending me messages that after that particular series that I did on premature ejaculation, they've been able to get over their premature ejaculation. I wasn't even expecting it to happen that fast, because I know this thing didn't just start in a day. Just the way it gradually creep into your life, you also need some time to get over it. But people are already calling me to let me know that they are good. Okay, so please, how can you help premature ejaculation and extremely small penis at 26? I need help, Biko. My darling, I've talked about what you could do about the premature ejaculation. Next episode, I'll be talking about how to make the best use of your small penis. Yeah? Oh my gosh. I'm from Ekiti State. I watch your programs. Oh, people are watching me from Ekiti. Love to every one of you watching me from that part of the world. Okay, so I'm going to take 2 calls. Yeah, let me check my time. And then I'll say goodnight.
Love you. Will always.
Hello. Hello. Sorry. You're live.
Grayson. I'm 23 years boy, and I've been listening to your program since last year.
Have you called before?
No. This is the fourth day. I was trying your number since, but I couldn't get you.
Oh, sorry about that.
But there's something I feel when I start up a relationship, it will be going well. But when it gets, let's say, like 2-3 months, nothing will happen. But my mind will get out of her, and I was like, stop calling her. From there, maybe 1 or 2 things to get in the. Let's say for a year, I have, let's say, 4 or 5 girlfriends, and all of them will be depart. Why is it happening?
Okay, so are you sexually active? Do you have sex with these girls?
Not all, but I'm someone that's so much in love with sex and kissing.
No, you are not in love, Chidi. When you fall in love, don't worry. Just calm down. You see this problem you're having, you know, the solution to it is just to calm down and relax and just flow. Do you understand? Because I'm not thinking like, because now it's not like you are actually sleeping with most of these girls from the way you are sounding. All right, so I don't think maybe I could say okay, maybe after sleeping with them you get irritated and then you don't want to continue, but I don't think that is the case here. So
No.
yeah, I think you have not really found someone. So just relax. That's the first thing. Calm yourself down and relax and just move on with your life and flow along. Make up your mind to date, meet people. By the time you meet someone that you love, it will change. It's going to be a different ball game.
Okay. And also, if I've seen someone, let's say I see someone that I like that somebody, and my heart will be beating to go and meet her, it will be a problem. I don't know what's happening.
Okay. You know what, Chidi? I'm going to talk about this. I think it's a big issue for a lot of, not even young men alone, a lot of men. How to I'm going to be talking about how to approach a lady. This is something I just remember. Okay, so this could be as a it has a lot to do with probably your upbringing. It has a lot to actually do with upbringing, where you are coming from. But so I'm going to be talking about what you could do to approach a lady, how you could gain a very good confidence. Okay, so
Okay,
since
no
you have
problem.
been a very good follower, keep following. Okay,
Oh, no problem. Thank you.
thank you for calling, and I'm taking. Okay, one last call. Yeah. Hello. Okay. Hello.
Hello, Dr. Tolu.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's me, Oni baby, calling from Ikoton.
Oh, good morning, Oni baby. Yeah.
I just want to ask one question.
Oh, okay.
Does it make a sense for a married man and a married woman to be using condom?
Okay, so why are they using it?
Does it make
But
a sense for
I
them?
just answered that question.
I'm just getting inside and I'm just coming from work right now.
Somebody just asked that question and I just answered now.
No, it's not me.
Okay, so why? It depends on why. Why are they using it?
For a married woman, not a ordinary person.
Couples that are married, there must be a reason. Like, okay, we want to be using condom. Why? It could be like, okay, you don't want you don't have a better what do you call it, family planning in place, and you are trying to prevent pregnancy. Probably there is a sexually transmitted infection and you don't want to pass it to each other. Probably there is no trust. Maybe one of the couple is not feeling safe. Like, I don't trust this person, I don't want this person to come to me with trouble from outside. So a lot of reasons could be responsible. It could be that, okay, yeah. So it's possible depending on why you are using it.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you for calling.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. All right, guys. That's all I will be taking on tonight's episode of Intimate Talk with Dr. Tolu. Thank you so much for being a part of my show. Don't forget, by October, last Saturday of October, we are going to be having the Lagos dating party. If you are single, you are matured, you are cute, you are cute, and you just want to mingle. I'm thinking that last year we're going to be having a cruise, like I'll be having dating party in a ship. That's what I'm thinking about. For this year, it's going to be happening in a very cool and serene environment in Lagos. It's going to be a very posh dating party. And remember, it's a white gig, so get your white attire ready. I've been trying to shop for. It's going to be hot, All right. So, guys, prepare your mind for dating party. I'll be talking more about it. I'm looking forward to the dating party being a one stop. Like, how do you call it one a spot where all the singles, not just in Lagos, in Nigeria, will be looking for it, and people can fly in from Abuja, flying from Kaduna, flying from all over the country and be a part of the Lagos dating party. It's going to be an interesting one in October. Keep listening to Intimate Talk with Dr. Tolu. I'll be feeding you with details later. And of course, you want to schedule an appointment with me, all you need to do is to visit my website, intimacyclinic.org, and send me a message through the contact us form. And of course, do not forget to follow me on all my social media platforms. I am Dr. Tolu _the Fixer on Instagram and on Twitter as well, like Dr. _Tolu, Dr. Tolu Okay, no, Dr. Tolu, Dr. Tolu _ the fixer. All right, on Instagram and on Twitter, and on Facebook as well. But my Facebook page is Intimacy Clinic. All right, thank you guys for being a part of my show. I'm going to see you next week. Make sure you have a successful night.